John is the owner of a construction company. After divorcing his ex-wife, he has always felt guilty toward his son, Jason. Because he grew up lacking a stable family life, Jason became rebellious and fell in with the wrong crowd. Friends who would bring him nothing but trouble. One day, Jason receives a package. He opens it with trembling hands. It's a bag of illegal substances, and hidden underneath is a tracker. Suddenly, the police are at the door. Jason tries to run, but even a track star can't outrun a federal raid. He is forced to surrender. Meanwhile, John is enjoying a family barbecue when he gets a call from his ex-wife. He rushes to the police station. It turns out Jason's friend sent the drugs to Jason's house just to set him up and reduce his own sentence. Now, Jason has been ratted out. Jason faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years. John knows his son is innocent, but the law only cares about evidence. The only way out is for Jason to snitch on another dealer to reduce his time. But Jason is terrified and refuses to set up anyone else. Seeing his son helpless, John decides to take matters into his own hands. John uses his connections to meet with federal prosecutor Joanne. She tells him the only way to help Jason is to deliver a major drug bust. If Jason won't do it, John realizes he has to do it himself. He needs to help the feds catch a dealer moving a significant amount of weight. John visits Jason in prison again. Seeing his son's bruised face, his heart breaks. He remembers the days he spent trucking instead of being a father. He vows to get his son out, even if it costs him his life. But first, he needs a way into the criminal underworld. That night, John hits the streets with cash, hoping to buy information. But he's naive. He gets jumped by dealers, beaten, and robbed. If the police hadn't shown up, he might have died right there. He realizes he can't just walk in blindly. He changes tactics and checks his own employee records. He finds Daniel, a new hire who has 2 strikes for distribution. John believes Daniel is his way in. He offers Daniel $20,000 just for an introduction. Money that could support Daniel's struggling family for a year. Daniel initially refuses. He wants to stay clean. But seeing his wife work double shifts and his son bullied in their rough neighborhood, he feels powerless. The next day, he agrees to help John. He introduces John to a local dealer named Malik. John offers to use his construction trucks to move product. Malik agrees. John immediately informs the prosecutor and the DEA agent. They strike a deal. If they catch Malik, Jason's sentence gets reduced to 1 year. John is thrilled salvation is in sight. The DA wires up his truck and prepares the bust. However, the first run goes wrong. While picking up the cargo, a rival gang attacks. John has never seen violence like this. Panicked, he stomps on the gas, smashing through cars and driving straight through the shootout. His quick thinking saves the cargo and Daniel. Instead of scaring them off, John's bravery impresses the cartel higher-ups. They want to work with him directly, but this complicates things. The DA calls off the bust on Malik because they now want the bigger fish, the cartel boss. John is furious. He risked his life for nothing, and his son is still in danger. John argues with the prosecutor. She raises the stakes. Deliver the cartel boss, El Topo, and Jason goes free immediately. John feels like he's being played, but he has no choice. Meanwhile, Jason is getting beaten severely in prison. His mother cries to John, begging him to hurry. Daniel finds out John is a snitch for the DEA. He is enraged. If the cartel finds out, both their families are dead. But the cartel is already at John's house. Malik arrives not to kill him, but to take him to meet the boss. John enters the lion's den. Electronic jammers block all signals. He meets Juan Carlos, El Topo. The boss is impressed by John's guts and offers him a massive job. A cross-border run involving millions of dollars in cash. John accepts and informs the prosecutor. She is eager for the career-making bust, ignoring the extreme danger John is in. John knows this is the final battle. John asks Daniel for help one last time. He admits he has gained the boss's trust. If they pull this off, the government will protect their families. Daniel, realizing they are in this together, agrees. They move their families into hiding and prepare for the run. To avoid a double cross by the police or the cartel, John switches trucks at the last minute. Daniel goes to the drop house and takes out the guards, retrieving the cartel boss's direct phone number from a burner phone. John calls the DEA with the number, allowing them to track the boss. But at the same time, the boss gets a tip-off from a corrupt mole inside the police force. He knows John is the snitch. He orders his hitmen to execute John immediately. A deadly game of cat and mouse begins on the highway. Cartel SUVs surround John's 18-wheeler, opening fire with machine guns. John calls the DEA for help, but they are too far away. He has to survive on his own. The hitmen shoot out the truck's tires. John swerves, trying to crush the attackers. In a desperate move, he slams the brakes, causing a pursuing car to crash underneath the trailer. Daniel, following in a separate car, joins the fight, shooting at the attackers to protect John. Explosions rock the highway. John's truck finally jackknifes and flips over. He is battered but alive. The DEA tactical team finally arrives, securing the scene and arresting the remaining cartel members. Through the phone trace, the police locate and arrest Juan Carlos. A massive drug empire falls. John has done the impossible. Because of John's heroism, the government releases Jason. The DEA offers John a reward check for his help. John refuses the money but tells them to give it to Daniel. With the cash, Daniel and his family can disappear and start a new life. In the end, a father proved that for his son, he would face the world alone.